If I had an Atlas, it would fix all the issues probably, because the Atlas is shorter. The Atlas can be clocked up farther because it's not as big and bulky as the JK4-1 case. We don't have Atlas money right now. So, what's up, guys? We're still working on the TJ. We got all the brackets cut off, and we're running into some issues. We really wanted the Motobilt double triangulated kit. Started putting it on, or trying to mock it up to the frame. It comes with some pieces that you bolt up to where the factory transfer case crossmember bolted in, so that it gives you somewhere. It comes with these. It's got different bolt holes for a YJ or TJ. Bolted all that up, and this crossmember, so nobody that I know of is running a TJ with a AW4 Cherokee case and a JK Rubicon transfer case, or a AW4 XJ transmission and the JK 4-to-1 case. So that makes everything I have. The transmission's 2 inches longer than the factory one, and the transfer case from front where it mounts to the transmission to the yoke is actually shorter than the 231 that was in it, but the case housing where the chain and all is, being it's a 4-to-1 with the gearbox and all that's in the front, and then where the chain goes is a lot wider. It's probably actually 4 to 5 inches, roughly 4 inches, maybe 5 inches longer total than what I had in it, which was the 32 RHE and the 231J. So that makes this, and with that 4-to-1, be a whole lot of trouble. I've already clocked it as much as it can be clocked without buying a clocking ring, because my AW4, I'd re-drilled the holes in it like some of them are, clocked it up just to get it in my Clayton crossmember when we've done it. But it all fits, tucks tight. I can get the transfer case in and out with the Clayton kit. But I wanted to go to this kit because double triangulation, and just, it's beefy, it's Motobilt, all that. But after a lot of trying to figure, and I know I can do a lot of different things to make it fit. I can put a body lift on it, but the body lift comes with a lot of other changes because my sliders tie to my body and to my body mounts from TNT. TNT did make a set of body mounts that you can raise, cut all the body mounts off and raises up, gives you like 1.25 inch body lift. That was an option, but still, just that, still gonna have to raise, then do a motor mount lift and move the transfer case up. Already I'm stretched a little over 7 inches in the rear, but my drive shaft's still only like 18 inches or 19 inches long, but it's still kind of short for a stretched TJ because I am running the Motobilt tank in the back. So the more I pick it up, then the more my drive shaft angle gets off. So all that was options. We went through everything. We talked about cutting this cross member out here to get it to go forward, and we could do all that. We could cut it and get this to go forward 3 inches, but then you're still not going to be able to get my transfer case out because of the way it is. If I had an Atlas, it would fix all the issues probably, because the Atlas is shorter. The Atlas can be clocked up farther because it's not as big and bulky as the JK 4-to-1 case. We don't have Atlas money right now. Maybe one day that would be great. So after running all that and been through all the things, I talked to Bobby and them on Motobilt Underground, and everybody's had great ideas, which we already had been through and knew all them ideas. My buddy Chris at Mars Fab that fabricates everything, he came over here and told me all ideas that we could do. I talked to my buddy Tanner with TNT, and we talked about moving this crossmember back, splitting the skid plate, stretching it, making it longer. It would just shorten up these arms. I still, in the end of the problem, I can't service and pull my transfer case out and all like I want to be able to do. We could have thought about cutting this, making it where it bolted back together so I could take it out like you do the front one, which is a great idea, but still it's a lot of reinventing the wheel, taking away from what Motobilt actually built. I know it's custom, my Jeep's custom. A lot of people's got more custom Jeeps than what mine is. But my time frame and doing everything is different from some people's too. So we chose to go a different route. So this Motobilt kit will be for sale sooner than later, hopefully. We were missing one piece. It's on the way. They shipped it. But we will have this Motobilt double triangulated YJ, TJ, LJ kit for sale again with the universal transmission cross member and everything that makes it go work. So with that said, we are going back. I talked to Clayton because that's what we've run. It's been great for almost 5 years. We have beat the immortal piss out of this. Still not as much as some people may beat it, but we have beat it for what we do. I just kept being in the brackets, so that's why we was upgrading. But I talked to them, and they've helped us out, and we're getting on to do Clayton brackets like we had. That's just going to be not bent, because we've been like 3 or 4 times and tried to straighten them back, which we couldn't get them straightened up because we wanted to gusset them. Since we're going to Himes and going away from the Johnny joints, I couldn't get them straight enough to suit me to be able to plate them to keep them from bending again. So we talked to them. They're sending new brackets. They've been great talking to them. Sending them new brackets, or us new brackets, and while they come raw steel just like the Motobilt stuff, I'm going to take plate and run around as far as I can on the brackets, weld them up, plate them, and we're putting all that back on because it's not going to be reinventing the wheel as much, and it's going to ease our life, and I know everything will work with my combination. It's been strong for almost 5 years other than them brackets, and that was my fault of bending them just because of the way we wheel and bashed it into everything. And we're going to Himes, so that's going to give us a little more articulation. We are rebuilding still all the control arms, so all that's still good. And Pumpkin wants to be in the video today again. So just a little change up. We still getting all new suspension under it. We got a new belly pan coming, all that. So everything suspension wise will still be new as far as the arms and the stuff underneath. We'll still be happy. It worked great, and it'll keep working great. So, and my skid plate and all work back. That's the engine skid plate all work back from Clayton that we've been running. A lot less modifications. I won't have to redo my front drive shaft. It'll work fine. So that's the way we're going now. And we got the rear pan for the rear floorboard built, and it's in. Not in, but it's in. It's in the shop, and it's upside down right now. I got to do some trimming because when we built it, there was a couple things we wasn't figuring. But it's a fuel tank access that I wanted, so I can just pull my Milwaukee pack outs out if I ever change the fuel pump and pull this out and get right to my fuel pump. But I got to trim this off a little bit because that's where this sets up on my back piece, and we got that a little wide when we designed it. So that's not nothing major. I got some more spot welds to go around, and we put holes in the side for spot welding, but somehow we forgot to put the holes in there. So I'm gonna go through and drill all these. Then we're gonna paint it underneath, and then we'll show you what it looks like in the Jeep, and we're gonna get it welded in, and that part will be done. Still got a liner the inside of it, but going back with the Clayton stuff is going to make things a lot easier. It's going to go a little quicker. Just rebuilding the front control arms in, I can rebuild them to exact length of what I had in it, just with the new joints. And the rear, the bottom ones and top ones may be the same in the rear. I may be able to rebuild all them to that. We are fixing to do some calculations on the rear in the 4-link calculator to see how my anti-squat and all is before I change brackets. I can't change the ones on the frame because they're made like they are from Clayton, but I can change these because they've been changed before. We were originally going to move my uppers, which are, we moved them for when we done the 1 ton. They are moved forward like Clayton's are, because the Clayton's crossover, they stick off the front. But I think they may be a little lower. So we're going to try to measure all that and put it in the 4-link calculator and see how that comes out before I do anything with that now. But that's where we are and where we're going. Now I still got to build these. I think this time, instead of going to, we had them some funky angles before going down, which worked fine. But I didn't like the angle, so now I'm going to come off of a piece of tubing here and then more of a straight piece going up, which gives more down support if you roll it and it hits.
For what pieces?
For what pieces?
Mm-hmm. What is this, your roll bars? Or?
Yeah, it's the tie-in for the roll cage. Yeah.
Okay.
Because before we had it coming from the plate under here, which is directly under this, and we had it going at an angle down to this. So you had a funky angle and a funky angle, and trying to cut that and figure it out was a pain in the royal behind. And then we had one coming through the cage, coming through here through the fender. We're not going to do that one again, because originally last time I was just doing one from where this piece ties in here down at an angle just to support this bar some. So that's what we're going to do now. This time it's come down because I don't want to go through my fender with another one, because I like the clean look of the fender. I just want to, and I probably wouldn't even need that, but this being back as close to this tube, main tube as it is, it's probably fine with there being, because this is all DOM tubing, but I just want to add extra support. And that's what my buddy Chris had told me last time. We could just put one from here to here, but then we decided to go down through, which wasn't down through because I had that big old hole cut out before. And before we tried to get them in a line, symmetrical looking with the coilover, and I'm not worried about that this time. I want functionality and trying to clean it up like I want it. So, and we are going to put a tube back across here. Before, my tube was down low to the bottom, and I want it up here in line with this one to go straight across. Again, for aesthetics, looks, and just to be some symmetry. The basket, I'm not sure what we're doing with all that yet. We're just trying to get as far as we can. Once the floor's in it, and I'm gonna start placing the Milwaukee pack out stuff back in and try to get an idea. We may come in here and put a flat panel. I still have some aluminum like we built our deck cover. Because the original plan this time was, once I put these high lines in it, I was going to move the coilover back under and put our deck cover that we built back on it, because it would fit as long as the coilover was not in the way, especially since I was moving this. But we scratched that idea because you was not going to have no room in here anyway. So now we're probably going to come in here, maybe with that same aluminum, and make a deck cover. As long as my pack out don't set up too high, which I don't think it will since these are high lines now, and just try to put us a deck cover back over here that comes from here across, cut out for the seat, and seal it up. That way I can seal it up back here more, because before we had to cut it out for the top bar to set. If we do it now, we can leave it all the way to the back and it would seal off more, just to kind of conceal it, keep all the, what I was trying to do is clean it up, keep so much mud and dirt from getting on my pack outs and in the floor, as you can see. So, and we're going to try to still sand down everything. I got to put a coat of primer and paint on this and the floor, and I got some holes to fill in up there where the factory floor with drive thing was mounted, and any bare metal we're going to prime and paint, and then sand it down and try to put some Raptor liner in it. And we're trying to figure out what color Raptor liner to use. So if anybody has any suggestions, put it in the comments, because it probably won't be done until after this comes out. So we're talking about either doing like a brown tan to match the dash, or do it all black. The tan we just thought wouldn't show like the mud and dirt stuff is bad, but then everything else is roll cage and all is black. So I don't know. Give us your thoughts, because I have to wrap it over back here, and I thought about wrapping it over the tops to clean that back up. So I don't know if the tan would look good wrapped around the sides, but who knows? Maybe different. I like being different, so you know. And we're gonna redo around the doors up there where she's at videoing on the sides, because that's wore off. That was rattle can bed liner, and it stayed on there for about 4 years and been just wore off. So yeah, trying to decide on that too, but we're still moving along. Hopefully we'll get it done before too long. Be back on at least on the ground on its own wheels. So we're gonna get started and get going.
Okay.
And 25. If I need anything else, I can do it.
Okay.
I wonder if that piece of rubber would stay if I just put that rubber in there. I've got some thin rubber. Oh my gosh. Chris said he had some rubber that had sticky on the back of it. I've got some rubber that would lay across there, but I also got that foam tape, and it would probably take a long time for it to wear out.
I would think.
It's just something
But
to
you
keep
know.
a little bit of rattle.
You know better than me.
I just gotta take it all the way back out or get you to hold that up, so I can stick it on, or get you to just run me a strip across there.
I'll hold it. Yeah.
That sounds pretty healthy. You ain't gonna get much better than that.
No.
I'm just trying to hit up here
I know.
or weld it across the front. I think I got enough holes in that and weld them pretty good, but. And you can see where I burnt them other spots through.
Oh, on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know
Yeah.
that's all
That's all good.
good. And the inners, or where I've done the inners, you can see all that. So
Good
How to-
stuff.
I just need some good seam sealer.
Yeah.
Seam seal everything I can, and that'll help it not vibrate much either. Alright, at least the back's in. Ready for, and it looks good underneath. It's all flat, pretty.
Yeah.
So we still got exhaust leak. I gotta figure out where it's at, but I think it cracked. It was cracked around where they usually crack at, but this is a MagnaFlow, and it used to have a flange somewhere in here, and I took that out because it was leaking, and shortened it up because it hung down lower than what it does. It kept hitting the dry shaft, the flange did. So I put new pipe on it, but it's still, I've got dents in it here because it hangs
Yep.
right below the skid plate, like that much. So I still hit it. So I'm gonna try to cut it somewhere in here and do a different 90 on it where it comes like through, like straight 90 and straight around. Because this is up higher than this anyway, so I'm just gonna try to come straight through here and around. Well, we moving on along. The rear floor pan is back in it, all welded up. I spot welded it here, but I didn't like the way it was. We'd done holes, so I went back and spot welded it the top. You don't want to, it'll warp it up if you run a whole bead down through it. So I'm gonna come back in here now and grind all the spot welds and these kind of down flat, and put seam sealer around everything, and so you can get plenty. Now if I need to take the fuel pump out, you can get the head, it'll come right out. And a little panel protects flush. So coming here to an end on this, now all we like is grinding this down, seam sealer, and the wife has been sanding on the floorboards. So I'm gonna get all this ground down. I gotta prime it, paint it, then we'll sand all this down and finish sanding that down, and then I gotta take the console up and we'll be ready to spray some liner in it. But pretty much done for that. It's all in anyway, so now just final touches. So we're moving along. Keep watching, you keep seeing the progress, and like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, and so you'll see when we put out another one. And see y'all later.